Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than a live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunt Hangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunt Hangar, will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself. So be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. And by the way, you only can do this during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tune in then. If you can't stay for the whole show, just post your question or comment there, and then maybe come back and watch the replay at a more convenient time. If you find the Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And share the videos, subscribe the videos. All these activities help the Stunt Hangar YouTube channel grow. Please also comment. Comments also help. And please consider joining Stunt Hangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. I mean, it's like going to Starbucks and buying one of their lattes or one of their fancy concoctions once a month. That's all we're asking, just once a month. Now, with your support, and by the way, I'm a member myself, and I don't have to. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account. So I'm not asking you to do something I'm not doing myself. So please subscribe. Please do the super chats. Please share, comment, and that helps the activities of the Stunt Hangar YouTube channel grow. Thank you very much in advance for doing that. Now, when you join the Stunt Hangar's YouTube channel membership, what you get is access to member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. It's not my channel. I come in here, I set the show up, stream it to YouTube Monday and Friday nights. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his beautiful Junar XL. And you get a chance to see me do the pattern in front of the 5 judges. Actually, I only had flown the plane, I think, did like 3 or 4 patterns before I did this flight, which was my official flight at the Nats. So if you do that, I'd appreciate if you comment and share there as well, and subscribe as well. There won't cost you anything to do those things for me. And without any further ado, I want to just ask one more thing, and that's just that you please keep the conversations family, room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't do or say around your own children or grandchildren. And now I'm going to post a link at Stunt Hangar forum. And this is how you get into this meeting here. You go to stunthanger.com/SMF. You locate at the bench, and there'll be a link there posted. I just posted it with today's date. And that's how you get in. So let me close that tab, and I'm going to go to what I call the control panel. Let me locate that and set the control panel up. Hope everybody had a good week, and maybe had a chance to do some flying or do some things in your shop. And come on in here and share us with what you did. That'd be great. Let me go back here. Come on, computer. My computer is acting slow tonight. Probably time for a tune-up. Let's see here. All right, making my way there. Be patient. No one else has joined me yet. Let me actually do this also. That'll help me send this as well. Send that. Here comes somebody. Okay, let's see. Hey, Stuart.
Hi, Charles.
How are you doing this evening?
Good.
All right. Let me just do one final thing here in the
I'm early.
on the control panel here. Let me get this thing set up. Then you have my attention. Let me see. I'm making my way there. Let's see what happens here. Let me see how we're doing. All right. Looks like we are streaming. Excellent connection. And we have 8 concurrent viewers and 7 likes. Wow. Pretty good. That one person, please hit the like button. It won't cost you anything. And then we'll be at 100%. And let me fix this here. Here we go. Now we're going to be cooking with gas here. Looks like we have Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. And he goes, soup. Thank you, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. And the T-Bone 1260 gave me a thumbs up, and I guess he sent the like in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then Jack Snavely, he says hello, and he's a member of our YouTube channel. I can tell by the moniker next to his name. He has a smiley face and some airplane stickers. And he says, hello, everyone. And then Mark Lumen, he's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you, gentlemen, both of you, for supporting the channel. He says, got your like, maybe in a bit. All right, gave me 3 thumbs up. And then Gary Sinclair, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. He has the blue wrench. He's a monitor too, so he can actually, knock you out. And hey, look who's here. We got Lynn Burrell. Thank you, Lynn, for coming in. And Gary Sinclair is making his way. Doing good.
Good.
Looks like we are just Canadian driven right now. We got Brad.
Yes, we're doing the Americans.
I'm just hosting this for the Canadians. That's what I'm doing.
That's right. You know it. We might just have to make you an honorary Canadian there, Charles.
We got Brad Lapointe, Lynn Burrell, and Stuart Morris, and then so these are 3 Canadians, and then there's just 2 Americans here, just Gary Sinclair and myself. So we're outdone by the Canadians, man.
And you guys are welcome to come fly with us anytime.
Oh, that's great. So Stuart was in here first. Let me start off with Stuart. So Stuart, what you been up to?
We went flying today.
Oh, great. Which plane did you fly today?
One Len gave me, actually. So.
And it flew good.
Yeah.
Right? It flew real good.
It was all right. We got her trimmed out and things went well.
Which plane is this?
It's like a combat plane.
Okay.
It's like an old slow combat plane that I converted last year into a stunter, and it flies really nice, like really nice. And Stuart wasn't quite sure of it today, so I put in a flight on it. And after I landed it, I said to him, don't you change anything on that airplane. I could compete with that thing. It's so good. Don't touch it. Just leave it the heck alone.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so he's got something that's all set up, and he almost flew a full pattern with it today, but not quite. It ran out of gas.
So this plane has wheels.
One wheel,
All right, very cool.
one front wheel. Yes.
All right, I'm familiar with that, and I've landed them. They land
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
And let me see. I think Lynn, you came in next. What you been up to, Lynn?
Flying with the boys.
All right.
Yeah. Trying to keep everybody, get everybody closer to flying patterns. That's the deal.
Yes, I know. I feel the same way. I'm corralling Joe Mata and
Yeah.
And-
Keep hammering away at them.
Carl Reed, and yeah, they're making progress. I mean, they definitely fly better than they did last year. So I mean, they're making progress. So
Well, Stuart and Tom were really good today. Tom flew two clovers today, so he's getting
Wow.
close. So yeah, we're hammering away at it here.
and Bob Whitley, he just checked in. He said, like given. And Bob Whitley is also known as Old Control Line Pilot. Let me see him in the chat. That's Bob Whitley. He's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. And let me see here. So Gary, how you doing, Gary?
Good.
All right. All right. What you been up to?
That's working outside, going to the doctor and all that good stuff.
All right.
Those
I know you had
doctors.
interest in restoring one of your old airplanes where the covering's all torn up.
Yeah.
Have you kind of come to a decision on what you're going to do with that plane?
No.
What model is it, by the way?
I don't know. It's my own model. It's my own.
Your own design?
Yeah, I just built it. And it's flown before, so it'll fly, but probably needs trim when I'm ready to get it going again.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Is it built up or a profile?
Profile, IB wing.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Let me ask Brad Lapointe. So what you been up to, Brad?
I didn't go flying today. I had things to do. I made a few laps on the circle, but it was later
track.
with lawnmower.
That's cool. That's cool. But maybe you have plans to fly this weekend or
Yeah, tomorrow and maybe a little bit on Sunday. And we're gonna go flying on Monday. Looks like a great day Monday, and all us retired guys go flying on Monday.
very good.
Oh yeah. Monday we're gonna have a big hammer at it session again.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Get the,
good. I probably need to fly Monday myself.
get the barbecue fired up and go flying all day.
Wow, that sounds good. I have not had barbecue at our field, but that's a good idea.
Pack your stuff and move.
It'll be okay here for the next 3 months.
Yeah, then after that it goes trouble.
Want to move back?
Well, 3 months is a good amount and stretch to get some flying in.
Oh yeah.
Let me welcome Bob Whitley. How you doing, Bob?
Oh, pretty good. Been a very hectic few days. I didn't think
Yeah.
I'd get on tonight, but tomorrow we're flying over 200 kids. And I'm in charge of the planning and the air operations. So I was kind of busy setting that up tonight, and I'll be a one-arm paper hanger tomorrow, immediately followed by an Experimental Aircraft Association chapter barbecue. So
Where are you
it'll
doing
be
that?
a
Bob?
really long day.
Wow.
Where are you doing that,
200
Bob?
kids.
Pardon
Where's
me?
it at? Where are you doing it?
At Villeneuve Airport, just outside of Edmonton.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association that I'm fortunately no longer president of after 10 years of it. Found a successor a couple of months ago,
There you go.
Very
but
good.
still busy. Yeah. So one of the big things I wanted to come on, I was hoping he'd be on already because I got to get to bed here soon, is Dennis to wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, I texted Dennis happy birthday this morning, and he wasn't sure if he was going to make it on tonight. And he returned a photo of him wearing this shirt that says, "In dog years, I'd be dead."
That's rich.
Good. So that's cool. I see Mark Wise came in. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to see all you guys.
Hi,
Yeah,
Mark.
great to see you too. And it looks like Mark Gerber just made his way in. Okay, so now we finally are turning the tide. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 Americans to 4 Canadians. Well, it's tied. We need a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'm grumpy with American corporations, insurance companies today, though. One aircraft that I wanted to get pilot and the insurance of was through the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association, but they've got a darned American company doing it. And the turkeys took today off too. So they're doing a 4-day weekend. So we can't get that guy on. So I'm one airplane short for
Oh.
tomorrow.
Oh, that's too bad.
You'd think they'd leave at least one person in the office, in a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but
Wow.
oh well.
Oh, well.
That's AIG insurance, just so you know.
Oh, okay. I've heard of them before. I don't have them. I'm not a client of theirs.
I think they're all signing up for the Pampa banquet.
Oh, how so? That'd be good. I got another comment in the chat box. Marcel Legrand, he says, "Hi, Charles and everyone. Hope all is well." Hey, well, good to see you again, Mark. I mean, not really see you, but good to hear from you, Marcel Legrand. Haven't seen you in a long time. And John Skukulek, he's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you, John, for that. He says, Dennis's contest is tomorrow.
That's why he's busy.
That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
Yeah. And it's first contest, too. So hopefully it's a good turnout. And he goes
Hey,
on.
Mark, send me one of those.
These-
Yeah.
Yeah, send one through, will you? I'll eat one of those.
It's really awful. Otherwise, I would.
Yeah. Those and creamsicles were my favorite, but I can't eat ice cream anymore. So it's depressing watching you.
So
I'm
John,
sorry, man.
John
I'll black
Skukulek went
myself
on-
out.
John Skukulek went on to give us a like from me and Joe Kresnik. Hey, well, thank you. And then John goes on to say, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yep, that's where. Yep, absolutely. So, anyways, I think I left off with you, Mark. So, Mark Wise, so what you been up to? I know that you Triple Tree. I've seen a few videos. Did you was you able to compete at all at Triple Tree, or was this the so busy you couldn't get a official?
Well, today was the first day in 2 weeks I was able to go to the bathroom. So, my body is getting normal again. No, I tell you what happened. I brought 2 airplanes. I brought one, an orange one that some of you saw that Joe Daly put together for me. It's an old Starfire, I think is what it is, from the mind of who did that? Shoot, can't think of his name right now. Randy Smith. And I brought my Billy Werwich P-47. And a friend of mine, Craig Gunder, asked if he could fly it. And if we get a trim, could he fly it in the contest? Because at Triple Tree, there's no BOM and no appearance points. And I said yes, thinking, sure, why not? Well, I ended up being the pit crew. So every time we changed batteries, every time we changed the settings on the airplane, I picked up the airplane, brought it back into the into the area, made the changes, did the soldering. By the end of the week, the plane flew great, and I feel like I'd been on a death march, just working real hard.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I think the nicest compliment that I could get, and it wasn't for me, it was for Billy, is that I asked David Fitzgerald if he wanted to fly it. And he said, "You're kidding me." I said, "Oh, no." He said, "I've never flown any of Billy's planes." And he flew it. It was in good trim and just came off smiling. And he said, what an airplane. I could place with it right now. He said it was just an honor. It was on his bucket list to fly one of Billy's airplanes. So it made me feel good, and I really treasure that airplane.
I bet.
You know, it's a work of art. So, you know, you can always fly. I can always find time to fly. But there are a lot of moving parts down at Triple Tree, and I'm responsible for a bunch of things. And thank goodness for Will Davis and everything he did. Great time, good number of people flying, and just everyone had a good time.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So have you had a chance to work on your marksman or?
No. One day I will, but Rodak's a few weeks away from the Nats.
Yeah, you're busy.
Yeah, and that banquet has taken a lot of my time, but it's really going well.
That's
So,
good.
yeah. So I'm a little beat, but very upbeat.
Very good.
So, yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Let me ask Mark Gerber, what you been up to, Mark?
Oh, a frustrating week with my Bearcat. I'm
Really? What
slowly
happened?
getting there. Can I show some pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I gotta fix this. Hang on.
Host disabled participant
Yeah,
screen share.
I know. All right, it's ready now. Go ahead, Mark.
So there's a Bearcat a couple of weeks ago. We did the first flight.
Right.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
And then weekend before, well, last weekend actually, I noticed that the flaps were a little bit lower in the middle here. Both of them, it looked like they were almost stress, warped from the stress of the being pushed into the hinges here. So I contemplated that for a while and did some research online, and I set up this little rig here with this ruler.
Uh-huh.
And I put a little spacer in here. This is about a 3/32 piece of wood to bow it up a little bit. And then I went along with the heat gun and warmed it up across here carefully, not too hot, because you blister the paint. That would not be good.
No, that's a good idea, though. I like that technique.
Well, people talked about doing it with two people, one with the heat gun, the other one kind of working the flap, and it didn't sound very precise to me. This I like all that better because you got a nice straight reference for the ruler. And when I was done, it came out pretty good.
Good.
So I did that on both of them. But then all week long, I've been fighting engine run problems. And I keep getting rich runs when I go inverted. And I kept taking more and more shims out. And I finally got the tank all the way down to the engine bearers. And it was still going rich when I'd go inverted.
Right.
And that was concerning. So a couple of days ago, I started working on another tank. So the old one is on the left here. This is the one I started with. It had a clunk in it, and it was 1.5 inches thick. And I went to this one, which is a 1.25 inches thick. And it's a uniflow with no clunk, just your regular feed over here.
All right.
And then the uniflow vents down near the feed.
Lighter too.
I put that in this morning and was very pleased with the results of that. And this was an 8-ounce tank, and I've only been using about 5 ounces, hardly that much for a whole pattern. This is about a 6.5 ounce tank now. And it's 0.4 ounces less weight too.
Nice. Nice.
So that was
That's awesome.
some intense
Those
work.
fittings on the side, those are for bolts to go through to anchor it down, are they, Mark?
Yeah, this is the way that Keith Trossel showed me to how to attach tanks, and I'm really coming to like it. These tubes are kind of heavy, but when something like I'm dealing with happens, you can just unbolt the tank and take it out.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
my chipmunk the same way, and it works pretty slick, actually.
And it's easy to adjust the height,
That's
I
a
just-
great idea.
putting spacers in and then tightening the bolts down carefully. You don't want to tighten them too much because these solder joints will let go if you really lean on the bolts. Guess how I learned that.
So Mark, those tubes go through the whole tank from the bottom to the top, or they
Yeah,
just-
yeah, straight through.
So when you mount it, you put the screws through the tank, and then you have what, a nut on top?
No, I have a T-nut. I have a piece of 1/2 inch balsa between the mounts. And on the bottom of the balsa, I have, well, actually I put inserts into the balsa with hardwood dowels. And at the bottom of the dowel, at the bottom of the spacer, I have a T-nut.
Okay.
And so the bolt comes, this is actually the tank, this is the part of the tank that goes against the engine bearers here.
Okay.
So the bolt comes through from the far side out this end through the balsa that's between the engine mounts and goes down to the T-nut. So you need a pretty long bolt, but
Yeah, I was thinking that.
it works, like I said, it works pretty nice because you get a problem like I have right now. Or if you just want to take the tank out for any reason at all or change the height on it.
You can do it rather quickly.
Yeah. And I guess this is the way Keith says he mounts all his tanks these days. So
Okay, very good.
takes a little careful work to get the engine compartment set up for that. So anyway, I put that in. I got really good engine run now. I was really happy with that. Except when I came into land, I was going a little fast
Oh no.
Oh, no.
and hit a hole or something over on the soccer field and cracked the vertical stabilizer. So I get to do a little repair work on that.
Right. So the plane flip over? Is that how that
Yeah, it flipped over.
happened? Yes.
And
That's too bad.
well, it's not cracked on the other side. So just on this side, I think I can
Oh,
fix
yeah.
with hot stuff and CA
Yeah.
well enough to get through Brodex.
Yeah, just a little
Nice.
CA on the crack.
I think what I'll do is I'll probably, sand this down and put some carbon fiber in this area here
Okay.
and then refinish it.
Big
Yeah,
work's
hopefully-
probably going to be the refinishing.
What's that?
The hardest work's probably going to be the refinishing.
Yeah, I've done that before.
What kind of
And-
paint is that you have to refinish? What kind of paint?
It's Plus
Okay.
Plus coat.
Okay, cool. Wow, sorry to see that.
Well, the other thing I want to do is get some bigger wheels. Because this field I fly on doesn't look that bad to me, and Brodex is probably just about the same. So these are 3-inch diameter,
Wow.
but they're only 5/8 of an inch wide. So I think I'm going to put some 1-inch wide ones on here and bend the gear forward some more.
That's a better idea. Yeah, move the gear forward.
And I've got some 3.5-inch wheels on order. And I'll probably try those too. I don't want to do this flip over.
No, you don't want to flip over again.
I've done it before on grass and usually isn't much damage, really no damage, but I was just going too fast when I got into the grass and just flipped right over.
Mhm.
So that's where I am with the Bearcat.
All right. Well, sorry to see that, but I'm glad you can fix it. And let me see here. Bill Ulmer, how you doing, Bill? Thanks for coming in.
How are the numbers now, Charles? We're still
I was,
working.
I was thinking the same thing. I was getting ready to count. So that's 5 Canadian.
Hi, Charles. Hi, I was watching
Hey,
and I
Bill.
saw you were a bit low on Canadian content, so I thought I'd join in.
Wow.
So,
I mean,
yeah, so I
you guys
ran
heard
out here to the workshop. So that's cool. But
You guys are going to make me feel guilty for shutting down early. I'm going to have to
yeah. Well,
sign out of here
yeah.
pretty quick.
So I guess it's 6 Americans to 5 Canadians, I think.
Wow,
Wow,
about
it's
5-1 at one point.
wow.
Yeah, I was just looking or listening to the tank, Mark's tank setup, which is something that I do also. Actually, I just put a single brass tube through the tank
Yeah.
with one 632 screw into the engine mount, and yeah, it works really good. It's so handy to take it in and out. So yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, yours
Ready?
is exactly how I did my chipmunk tank.
Yeah, just one 632 screw, and it works good. That's for my Praxis. I think that one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm still bothered by the fact that I don't understand what is going on with my clunk tank. I may open it up to see what's in there.
Yeah.
It seems to clunk when you shake it back and forth like it should, but the engine run just isn't what I expected.
Was it Uniflow?
No,
And Stuart says he has to go. He's going to go do RC flying tomorrow. So thanks for coming in, Stuart.
Oh,
Well, then you that did that? I got a message.
oh, I was sending that to Brad. That's for
Okay,
tomorrow. I'm here for a bit.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I gotta go. So I'll give you guys a report on how the Flying the Kids went on Monday, and
right.
hopefully we'll have some word on Northwest Regionals by then how things are going too. I think that starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
I think so.
Yeah, we've got Paul Jabot and Ken Bird from here went down for that to collect some hardware from all you Americans.
All right.
Anyway, good night, all. Have a good
Goodbye,
night.
Canadian.
Good night.
And let me see here. So, Bill,
There's Dennis.
yeah, there's the birthday, man. Hey, Dennis, happy birthday.
Hi, Danny.
Thanks.
Pleasant
How
surprise.
old are you this time, Danny?
Let's see. Well, I'm wearing my shirt here. You can see.
Let me make you big again. In dog years, I'm dead.
No, I am 69 today.
All right.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Or
Just
like
a
we were
kid.
saying before, I am that, and not what I'm doing. It's what I am. But anyhow,
Happy birthday, Dennis. That's
thanks.
awesome.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So how's everybody doing here? What I missed so far?
Just the Canadians beating up on us. That's about it.
We got rid of 2 of them, I think.
Already. All right.
Nice.
And let me welcome John Miller. He came in. He was the next person that came in. Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thanks for coming
Good.
in. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. And
My pleasure.
what you been up to? You've been designing.
I
building?
I had a touch of flu or something. I don't know what it was. I was been sick for the last couple of days.
That sucks.
Just not sick. Just couldn't stay awake. And anyway, it was just maybe that's what happens when you turn 80 years old. Everything.
Yeah, all those
starts-
birthday kisses from all those wow and whiskey women you hang out
Wild,
with.
wild women, yeah. Well, I always, me and Cunningham, we were in it for the, what was it?
For the money and the women.
Yeah, that's it, for the money and the women.
Yes.
See, that's what happens when you get 82, you forget those things. I knew I was in it for something.
Yes. And let me see here. And then I'm not
Good
sure.
thing I can still spend money though.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
glad
me
you have
too.
some. Okay, so let me see here. Mark Lumen, you came back from your first real contest. How was that?
I think it was great. It was fun. Yeah. We had well, kind of a quick rundown. It was Jason Cunningham and those guys at Eldorado done a really good job keeping things light and a good contest. I went down with the to fly a beginner. Yeah, so I wasn't still getting quite through the pattern. So I said, I'll fly beginner. Yeah. Flew beginner on Saturday and had the toughest competition in the world. Myself.
Yeah.
um, did okay there and went ahead and moved up the next day to intermediate. Yeah. And the first I'll start with the judges' comments. Yeah. I finished the flight, yeah, and all 15 sections of the pattern were there. Yeah. And I think Doug Patterson come up with a clipboard in hand and kind of smile and laugh. He said, I think you set a new record for attempts. That's it. Hey, I got a placeholder, right? Yeah.
Very good.
The next flight went very good. He actually commented and said, I could tell what they were.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Then that was in the Pampa. I flew the Hellcat and the Warbird. And done okay. Everything was a good progression. And unfortunately, in my last flight, I've got this back issue. Yeah. And my last flight, I was doing just right to start the reverse wing over, and something come out of whack.
Oh no.
It was a struggle. But anyway, I got through and really tweaked it really hard, and I was limping around the center part and getting wobbly and all this kind of stuff, and I said, okay, look, I can crash on purpose, or I can finish it. Anyway, finished it and got a 40-point landing.
Very good.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I got a couple of photos.
Cool.
Let me see if I can screen, I think. I hope. Screen? No. Okay. Let me try this again, guys. Sorry. This thing is up. It's updated something here. Share content, photos. Sorry.
It's been a while since you've done this.
Well, I had it pulled up and I don't know, it didn't. What's it doing now? Preview? Are you seeing that or no?
No.
We're just seeing you.
There we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Ah,
Nice.
Okay. Well, it's only let me share one at a time. You gotta be kidding me. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Anyway, that's the cat.
looks nice.
And it still looks that way. I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All the pieces are still together. Let me see if I can figure out how to share more than one. It's a new update, and it says when I hit share, it says screen. Let me try this. Let me share. What about that?
You are not sharing right now. And I don't know where you're at. Where are you at?
Well, good grief.
Your camera's turned off.
Oh, we got his Mark's iPad. There
There
he
you
is.
go.
We'll give you an attempt.
Okay, there you go.
Very good. Very good, Mark.
And well, my comeback when I done my second flight after attempts, I said it was Doug Patterson. I said, Doug, I am going to attempt to give you better attempts. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
But I think it was well, good advice all around from everybody, Of course, Dave is family, but he's just a godsend, with help and things like that. And one of the things that I think, John, you mentioned it, everybody's mentioned it, it's just don't leave out the takeoff and landings.
Yeah.
Don't waste the points, right? Yeah. I averaged 37s
Really? That's pretty good.
Yeah, on takeoffs and I got 240-point landings. So yeah,
That's awesome.
and the first time on pavement. So that was I was happy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it ended up with well, myself, and like I say, myself, I got obviously the first in beginner. Yeah. First in intermediate, but again, had that tough competition myself again. Yeah. But you know, you can always I was good. I was progressing. I was happy with that, you know. And Warbird, I wasn't, maybe I was last. I was pretty close to last, but that's okay. Yeah. Kevin Pryor, he got first in advanced with profile and I believe, no, I didn't do the Warbird. Got first in advanced both days. And of course, Joe Gilbert got first in expert, and Dave was biting at his heels, got second. Yeah, and they were both way up there, 590s and 605s, and you know, really good scores. Yeah, but it was a good contest. I was real happy and learned a lot of things. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, you learn a lot of contests. I mean, it's like the amount,
Oh, yeah.
the time and money, you definitely get it back in knowledge, you know. And even if you someone told you, you actually see things that you can go back to your shop with, you know.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and you know, and then after you know, found out a little bit. Little things, handle adjustments and stuff like that. My insides were just, I'd been flying the Banshee a lot, you know, and I said, well, I got Warbird, I may as well take the Hellcat, fly that, you know, and yeah, night and day, you know, with turns and things like that, you know. So I had some handle adjustments. My insides were really quick versus my outsides, you know, so it took a little bit of learning experience there on, you know, getting that sorted out. It was a handle adjustment. I was just, my handle was pretty offset. You know, this way, you know, so that worked well, but good fun. Yeah. The back surgery, unfortunately, I don't have a date yet. But I should know next week, and it's going to be pretty ugly. I think I'll try to share this and see if it will share. Did that come up?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new hardware here in about a week. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's going to be fun going through the scanning at the airport.
Exactly. Well, along with my knee, you know, I think you know, I think I'll just wear a thing around my neck and say, just pat me down. Go ahead. Yeah.
I have a question for you, Mark. Now you flew,
Sure.
You flew two different airplanes, and
Yes.
you mentioned you
Well,
got
no,
40
I end up flying this. I didn't want to change airplanes because they are so vastly different.
Okay.
Yeah, but I flew the Hellcat all weekend. Yeah.
You flew the Hellcat in beginner, also in Warbird.
And Warbird and intermediate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, never mind it.
I'd say, yeah. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Yeah. I feel I got that out in the book on the books out of the way, and yeah, just happy. It's good. Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And obviously Joe flew very well, obviously, you know. Yeah.
They did okay.
That's what he said. Yeah. He did okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did okay. When he does okay, that's like you won across the board.
Yeah, he did. Good stuff.
Good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Well, absolutely. If I could figure out why this thing wasn't sharing my iPad got another update. I may be on back medication. Just saying. Yeah. So the iPad, yeah, the iPad updated, and Zoom is just weird. I don't know.
Very cool. And I want to welcome Carl Reed. Thank you, Carl, for coming in. And thank you for hanging out today. You and Stuart Mossman, we flew, or you guys flew. I didn't fly, I just watched. And it looks like Philip Bailey is making his way in here. Oh, look at that pretty plane. They make you
Wow.
big here.
Couldn't make it. I couldn't share the screen, so.
Oh, that's good. I'll just make you big. That looks good. Good looking chipmunk.
Looks awesome.
Now, have you ever
That's good.
flown a real chipmunk? I know you being a pilot and all. Have you ever flown one?
I have, yes.
Wow.
Actually, the super chipmunk years ago. Yeah. But that's been it's got a few of my can't count stripes when I painted. Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm happy. Yeah, it's good. The rest
So
of the
that's paint. The chipmunk is all paint or it's film?
it's all paint except the stars and the Pennzoil decal. So
Very nice.
yeah, I think we
Excellent.
talked about it before with me and Lynn. We are talking about the frog tape, and I really love that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good stuff, eh? Wow.
it really gives some nice, crisp,
You
clean,
betcha.
Yeah.
Look at that.
crisp,
and
clean
crisp as can
lines.
be.
You know, yeah.
You betcha. Good job,
He
Mike.
liked it so well, he put extra stripes. My word.
Well, yeah, that was when I was taping it up. You know, I called myself looking at the paint scheme. I'll get this camera back around here so you're not staring at the floor. You know, I called myself I called myself counting, and well, there's 2 extra stripes everywhere.
That's all right.
It's okay.
You just
But
making
once
it
you got
short.
red
Ain't nothing
on-
wrong with that.
It looks
Once I got
good.
one of them on, it's like, yeah, better finish it that way.
Yeah.
Cowling turned out good. I liked it.
Oh, that looks good.
That's pretty.
Just putting some spacers in.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good
Or it
idea.
don't correct. Yeah. That fun stuff. Yeah.
Got a suggestion for you. When you put
Please,
those
go ahead.
spacers in, you're gonna put screws through the cowl to attach the cowl to the fuselage, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you might want to put some plywood in there so you can screw through the fiberglass, make the hole in the fiberglass too big for the bolt so that the stress is actually on the plywood in that cowl, like your spacer there. Oh, that is plywood. Okay, never mind. You already got
But
it
yeah,
figured
no.
out.
That's what those are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Good.
Good
I've
idea.
seen people do it and use it in just balsa wood, and one guy used Velcro. And it looked like a good idea, but in the air, it didn't hold up.
Yeah. The plywood worked well, I think. I mean, 'cause I figured I actually thought about balsa, but then I thought, well, that's just gonna, first time you tighten it, the second time you tighten it, the third time you tighten it, you went from
It
here.
goes right through. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just gonna squash.
you did right doing it in plywood. Charles Vicky says, tell you hello.
Hi, Vicky. All right.
And my earbuds aren't working, so she can hear everything we're saying. So anyway,
All right. So what you been up to, Phil?
just been working on the SV11, trying to get the electronics figured out. And I think I finally discovered that the problem is not in my ESCs, it's in my Jetty box. Because everything I plug into it, it says communication error. So I believe there's a problem in the Jetty box itself. Because I know everything's hooked up right. This last one, I hooked up a new ESC, a new timer. The wiring is no problem. And I even left the on-off switch on it intact. I turned it on and plugged everything up, and nothing happened. I thought, well, what the heck have I done here? And then I realized, the on-off switch is still off. So I turned that on, and it came up and it still said communication error. It says spin 66, then it says communication error. So I know what's going on. It's got to be that, because all 3 of the ESCs say the same thing. And Jack is wanting to say hello, apparently, because he won't get out of my lap.
All right.
Guys, I'm gonna have to run and
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in, Mark.
Hey,
Mark, you take care of
good to
yourself.
see you guys again.
Take it
Thank
easy.
you.
You
You
bet.
bet.
That's a pretty chipmunk.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to build one of those for years. I just cannot seem to get around to it.
Yeah, I got one of those in the cupboard too, and it keeps threatening, but it never happens.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to modify it and put, as everybody around here is telling me, I've gone to the dark side. But I'm getting ready to order you're going to love this, Lynn. I'm getting ready to order me 2 of those Canuck timers.
I don't know anything about them.
climbing dive timer. Well, you wouldn't because you're
No,
not. You
I haven't got that far along that curve. I don't even know how to charge a battery yet.
Well, we haven't converted you yet, but once you start it, I started with just the no burn. I was just going to do the no burn. That was all electric I was going to do. Yeah, you can tell yourself that story, but it doesn't work out that way. We got to put this little guy down. You were driving me crazy. Crazier than I already am, and that's pretty bad. But anyway, you'll like it. Once you get into it, you'll like it. It's a lot of fun.
So no flying, Phil? Just been working on your SV11?
I went flying a week ago, I think. Flew my Ringmaster and flew a few times, but the wind's been so bad here, it's ridiculous. If it's not raining, it's windy. And if it's not windy, it's windy and raining. So we had one day that was really pretty, and everybody was busy doing other things. Tom and Buddy, everybody was busy doing other things. It's because we all thought it was going to be windy, and we had a beautiful day, and we're all calling each other, kicking ourselves, saying, why the heck did we not go flying? Well, I don't know, but I listened to Weather Report just like you did.
So you made any progress on your shop? I know that you have a new shop in process, right?
No, I hadn't had a chance to touch it.
No problem. I
I've been so busy trying to get everything else done. I'm trying to get all my how can I say this? Family obligations done from my uncle. And then once that's done, when I turn it, as soon as I get the death certificate, I can turn it all over to the lawyer, and then it's his problem. Right now, they're still calling me, and I'm ready to tell them call the lawyer, but I can't do it until I get that death certificate and get it all transferred to him.
Right.
So it's just next week sometime, we hope I'll be done with that and be able to get back to building, because I've got too many airplanes. I'm going to start painting. They may not be as pretty as Mark's, but I'm gonna paint.
Very, very good.
Hey, Phil, it was good seeing you at Triple Tree. It
Well, good. Always good seeing you, Mark.
was nice seeing you, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. And that airplane of yours is just. I'm jealous. If you guys don't know, he's got Bill Werwich's OP-47.
I know.
It still looks as good as ever. It still looks beautiful, and it still flies great. And wow, quite an airplane.
Yeah, it's a nice bird. Thank you, bud.
You're welcome.
And we have David Hull. He's here, but his camera is not enabled. Hey, David, how you doing?
He's muted.
He's muted. Yeah.
I think normally his name is Mick Slow, is it? I think it's Mick Slow, I think. Normally his handle is, here he comes.
There he is.
Is that working?
Yeah, it's working, David.
Oh, okay.
But your camera's not working. Your mic is working, but your camera's not enabled.
Well, I'm not sure what else to put. How about that one?
Nope. There we go. That one. There
Well, you got to know all the buttons to push here.
You gotta know all the buttons to push. Yes. So how you doing, David?
Oh, not too bad. We just got through our first contest for the year last weekend.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, turned out pretty good. We had a brand new CD and kind of a training opportunity.
Yeah.
But we had I don't know what 5 or 6 experts. It was profile, so we flew sportsman and competitor, and well, I'll tell you, some of those guys are really good.
So who was flying in an expert? I mean, competitor. Who was flying?
Might as well call it expert, because if it had been Pampa classes, that's what it would have been. I think the guy that came out on the top of the pile was Steve Harris, who was
Steve Harris, good flyer.
Yeah, he's just an awesome pilot. I think and I'm not remembering the order, but Anton Kephart was in there. He was flying a twin, an Epiphany.
The Epiphany. Yeah, that's a beautiful
twin.
plane. I love that plane.
Yeah, humana. And I think somewhere in there was might have been John Wright. I'm not sure the order of those two guys, second or third.
Okay.
And they were given a run for it. There was a couple guys behind him that were pushing, so it was good.
You
Very,
hadn't mentioned anybody that's not a front runner, so
Mm-hmm.
any of those guys can win it.
was Scott Dinger there?
Scott was. Unfortunately, on Saturday, he came out late in the afternoon to practice. I was still there working on the field, and he had one plane to test, and it was too far from being ready. And his half A, we also ran a half A, so it was profile plus 1cc, and they ran in a different. We're going to run those together. Scott buried his half A on I think it was a square horizontal 8, but there wasn't much left. It kind of looked like it went through the washing machine and had wrinkles at every rib.
Oh, ooh.
It was a very capable airplane. It was I don't know what you call it, a baby magician. So
Oh,
the construction,
Oh, yeah.
the construction was much like the baby Pathfinder. So, a lot of little pieces of ribs. So that one will have to be retired. He'll have to start building something else.
I wanted to go there actually, but I had no profile. I was flying a P-40 earlier this year, and then I think the engine bearers and the doublers delaminated, so the motor was vibrating.
yeah.
Then I was working on a Cardinal profile, but I couldn't get it done. Matter of fact, I'm still not done. So I had nothing to fly, so I didn't go.
Well, if I had had, my latest, which isn't late, but my profile that had some capability actually running, instead of the engine keep dying rich on the third lap, I would have loaned it to Scott and let him go for it. But I got to figure out what's going on with that LA 46, and it goes about 3 laps nicely and slows down, and dies with oil pouring out the exhaust.
What do you think that is?
I wanted to feel just the opposite.
It almost smells like weak plug, but just so systematic. I don't know.
That's too bad. Well, let me welcome Gordon Delaney. Hey, Gordon, how you doing? Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
What you been up to? You been doing any building or painting? Been doing anything?
Not a thing, just being a deadbeat. Well, Dave Fitzgerald called me today.
Say it again?
Dave Fitzgerald called me today.
Oh, really?
He was about 40 miles from Rexburg. Is it Rexburg they're having the contest up there?
Yeah, Roseburg, I think.
Roseburg. You're right.
It's Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Northwest Regionals.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be fun to be up there right now. Oops.
He said the weather was beautiful today, and I got a weather forecast for tomorrow and the next day, and it's just overcast only. So it should be good flying weather.
Are you going to the Northwestern Regionals? I'm right with you, Philip. Are you going to go? Gordy, are you going to the Northwestern Regionals?
No, if I was going, I would have been there.
Okay, I was just curious.
No, my body's letting me down.
Your body?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Let me have Phil chime in. Go ahead, Phil.
David, check your back plate. I had one do that. One of my guys here did that, had one do that, and it seemed like it was full of oil. And we found that the back plate was loose enough that all the pressure was supposed to blow the fuel up into the head was just going out the back plate. But the fluid, that oil was still so thick that it wasn't all going. So check your back plate, make sure it's tight.
That's a great suggestion. I hadn't thought of that. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Your back plate, that plastic one, or do you have have you replaced it with the aluminum ones?
It's probably plastic.
Get you an aluminum if you can. There's
And
plastic.
you might want to check for cracks also.
Yeah,
They crack.
yeah. If you can get one of those metal ones off of eBay, I have seen them fairly recently. They work great. They work
Okay.
great.
You know what engines are comparable or compatible, I mean?
Well, the OS 46, the OS 40, the Tower Hobbies 40, the FP 40. There's two others I can't think of the name of right now. All have the same backplate or very similar backplate.
I think the Tower 40, yeah.
Yeah, the Tower 40's the same.
Tower 40, exactly the same. Yeah.
Is there a Thunder Tiger that'll work?
I don't know about a Thunder Tiger. I never got my hands on one. I wanted a 42 because a very young Dale Berry used to beat the snot out of me with a 42, and I wanted one, never got one. But a lot of them will work. But there's one on the internet now that has an O-ring D10 in it, and it fits beautiful. I think they're $19 a piece, but you don't have to worry about it again. So.
Yep.
And what black backplate is that has the O-ring D10? Which one's that?
It's the one that's on the internet right now. It's on eBay, and I think they're $19 a piece. I bought 4 of them, and I think Tom got one, Terry got one. I've forgotten who got the other one, and I got one. I meant to keep all 4 of them, but I didn't. So, way it goes.
That's what I do too, Phil. I get a bunch of good stuff and I give it all away. I'm tempted. I do that too a lot.
Yeah.
I have a comment in the chat box. This is from Ara. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but Ara, he says to Lynn, blowing a hooey.
Blowing a hooey, yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes on to say strong gales and influenced by the Irish hooey. It's a noisy party. Very good.
And we got more wind than we know what to do with. It's supposed to have 2 inches of rain tomorrow.
That sucks.
Well, hopefully the weather will get better and we get a chance to get some more flying in. Or if not, hey, we can be in our shop building planes, fixing planes.
Dennis, you're up early tomorrow, aren't you?
Sure am.
Oh, there was a question, Dennis, about the contest. That's by John Skukalek. He says, how is the contest shaping up, Dennis?
I don't know. Ask me this time tomorrow. So I don't know. It's like I think I got everything going. The one thing that's really surprising me is that it looks like we're going to have a pretty good turnout, and for a first contest, and first time we ever had it, and this early in the year and stuff like that. That's a big surprise. So Steve Smith and Sparky were already there. They went. In fact, we went out to dinner.
Cool.
Dave Brigatti and Joe Otto from Cleveland are there. I guess Gabe Alamoff and Mike and Gabe are coming tomorrow. I guess Luca has got some other business and won't be able to attend. Talked to Bob McDonald. Him and his friend Justin are coming in. John Paris and Vince Bodie and
oh man,
Jay Williams. At least somewhere between 1 and 3 people from Chicago. And
wow.
I don't know, you schedule a contest around here, you schedule one this early in the year and you worry about wind, rain, and cold. And it's supposed to be 77 degrees. It's dry. And the wind is supposed to be around 8 to 10 miles an hour.
You're
a wee bit more than I'd like, but I think we can make a go of that.
You're laughing.
I don't know.
You know what it is? Everybody came in gonna go to the contest and then go to the Indy 500.
Well, I'm missing at least one contestant. Mike McHenry is going. He's a huge race fan, and this weekend he's just absolutely beside himself with the race. And so he's not even going to attempt to make it. Apparently, Alan Goff will be there.
Sound like you're gonna have a great contest.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people. All of that on one circle is gonna keep us busy. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
You'll be busy. Oh, my goodness.
So, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. And we gotta the people, we've had a few people come out and they're just raving about the field. Somebody says, gee, it's almost like Triple Tree, except the grass isn't as pretty. So, you know, it's nice. It's level, grass is cut short, everything like that. So
Have at her.
that's it. It's all we can do. Build it, they will come, you know.
It seems such a shame that you have a contest and you got more people than you expected.
That's yeah. That's you know, it's just more, it's kind of scary, that's all. I think that you know, I'm really wishing we had, you know, tried harder to figure out how to get a second circle in there and stuff, and it's something to build on. Talk to the field crew, and we've already got some ideas how we can do it, and definitely will do it if if we succeed tomorrow and have a good meet.
That's awesome.
We'll find room for a second circle next time. So I don't know. It's like there's no tradition of control line contest in Fort Wayne, Indiana at all. So we're really on new territory. And so I don't know. You just see how it works out.
That's cool.
That
It'll be
is.
good.
Dennis, how far is Fort Wayne from Muncie?
About 85 miles, straight north, straight up.
That's not bad. That's
Denny, are you allowing internal combustion?
Yes.
Very nice.
That's it. We're allowing all flavors, glow, ignition,
Rubber.
yeah, whatever.
Rubber.
Rubber band, yeah.
Rubber.
Diesel,
And lunch.
diesel, and
Yeah, even
Turbine.
diesels. So
You'll do
You
great.
just reminded me of that old timer shirt. It's got the caveman out in the middle of the circle and he's flying a rock with rock wings on it. Remember that one?
No,
I haven't seen that one, but it sounds great. So
Yeah, they sold them at Tucson one year.
yeah, it's kind of neat because the other side of the field, I know I keep mentioning this, but they're having an RC fun fly, a vintage RC fun fly, the other side of the field, same time.
Huh.
And they're looking at having like 30 entries over there too. So
Wow.
they actually went and they started adding numbers as shoot, we better prepare, you know, make sure we got more food, you know. So yeah, Dave, that's the kind of problem is that did we bring enough burgers? I mean, who the heck, you know, who
Yeah.
worries about that, you know? And so I don't know. Like I said, ask me in 24 hours, I'll let you know if we were ready or not. But
that's cool.
so
You
now
can't
my
be
greatest
ready.
fear is I got the stack of score sheets sitting on the table behind me. I'm
Right?
terrified that they're going to be sitting there tomorrow morning. You know what I mean?
You have to take those with you.
Yeah, we're going to need those. So got tabulators, got judges lined up.
So when you get off of here, you go put them in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause otherwise, when you're halfway there, you're going to be cursing my name after this.
Lenny said I was supposed to do that. Well, the other thing I got to do is, I printed some up and I figured on, I'll make a few extra in case, a dozen entries, Oh, wait a minute. That may not be enough. So,
Yeah. Wow.
So, I don't know. We got things set up, I guess, the best we
That's
can,
cool.
and we'll find out if that was good enough or not. So,
Well, you can't plan for everything. I know in our contest, I was working at the field, getting the grass cut down and so on until about 5:30 Saturday night. I get there Sunday morning and somebody had rolled a car onto the field.
Ah, geez.
So they had come down the access road and there's a little bend in there, Charles may remember. And if you keep going straight, you get off into the dirt. Well, I think what happened is they came hauling down that paved access road, didn't realize there was a turn there, went off into the dirt, yanked on the steering wheel, and the car started to roll. And they rolled it right through the chain link fence on the north side and came to a stop in the grass just off the circle.
Wow.
So between round one and round two, we had to let the wrecker in. He didn't need the key to the gate that I opened. He could just drive through the fence because there was about 70 feet of it missing. So
Which
Wow.
field was this at?
this is at
Sepulveda or?
Yeah, Sepulveda.
Sepulveda Basin.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Dennis, you just can't plan for everything. I learned that. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't have a contingency plan for what to do if somebody rolls a car onto your second circle.
Yeah, that's something you don't normally think about.
And what is that? Nature sides with the hidden flaw, right? So.
Yep.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought, I think I've mentioned before, we painted stripes on the circle and everything like that. So I got 45-degree stripes, on the circle. And I went out and says, hey, I'm going to go put my cones out. So I put my cones out and come back and check later. All the cones had blown over, so they're just laying in the ground there and stuff. And I said, that's not supposed to be, to be like that. And, but that's how that was another sign. It was pretty breezy out there today. So I don't know, driving through the field, that would be a mess. I guess what I'm worried about, if we got that many people on the field, we may actually have a parking situation, and I'm
Oh,
gonna have to protect the pit area a little better than what I have right now. So it could be some inadvertent wandering through the pit. So I'll have to figure that out. But I don't know. And
It'll
you're right,
be
Dave.
fun.
No matter what you think, you think of 99 things, number 100 is going to gobsmack you, and that's about it. So
Denny, I think you should leave now.
Yep. Take
And
those
well,
score sheets.
Mark,
put them
it's
in there.
funny. It's funny. Not a.
I think you just,
near to your heart. I don't know if we have enough toilet paper on stock, but
If you take a lot of extra judging sheets, you'll have enough.
Oh boy.
Denny, I bet it's going to go better than you think it will.
boy, that would really be a gobsmack. So
yeah, that'd be great.
yeah. I don't know. You do what
See,
you
then you're
can
gonna have
and
to fool
thank
around and do it
every.
again next year.
Yeah, that's it. So,
See, Dennis, maybe you don't want me to have come to this contest because you sounds like you might have a full house.
I don't know, Len. It's always room for you and Naomi. That's for sure. And Cripe, you might have even snuck Brad in there or something like that too.
Oh,
So what
you
the
never
heck?
know. Maybe next year we can drag Brad, Stewart, me, and Naomi. That might work pretty good if we can pull it off.
I've had several people thought. In fact, Sparky was talking on his video about the 2-day contest he was going to in Indiana. He said, no,
Right.
Sparky, it's not 2 days. And then the other thing is that we're putting it on Saturday instead of Sunday, which is kind of unusual. But we're running it in concert, with the RC meet that they're doing, because we got one set of infrastructure, if you will,
That's right.
with
To pull it all off.
to pull everything off, which should be a good thing. And so I don't know.
See how it
One
goes.
problem at a time, take a number. So
Well, I'll tell you, Denny, at Triple Tree, we've always run the contest Friday and Saturday and give people a driving day if they need it. And they really like it.
yeah, I'm sure. Certainly at Brodak, exactly the same thing.
Same thing.
You finish early enough on Saturday where people can sneak home, or at least get a start on it for like the Oklahomans and stuff like that. But
yeah.
But
well, we're going to allow extra time this year at Brodak for the people that go to your contest and talk to us about
it. Okay.
You'll be great.
Hey, Mark, is this the 24th Brodax?
I think it's 25.
I'm not sure because, we lost a couple of years with,
Yeah, see, 97, I think, was the first one, and you lost 2 years.
yeah,
I thought we had 23 when we lost John, and we lost a year. Or, well, a COVID year, and then and then back last year was 24, I
Well,
think.
That may be.
yeah. Well, I know Will and I started in 14. That was our first year,
Okay.
for our 3-year stint.
Years, 3
Yeah.
year stint? Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to be, but that's okay. We enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Well, you two are a heck of a team there, and I'm sure a triple tree, so. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Biggest thing
sorry
I'm
we gotta
hoping
miss it
for
this
with
year.
ours is that we can justify having that second day and, having things like old time and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, we had a real nice turnout for old time this year.
That's
And
good.
We weren't going to do it. And a couple of people called me and called Will and said, well, look, bring your plane. If we have enough guys to fly, we'll fly. And I think we had maybe 8 or 9.
Okay.
And matter of fact, Phil brought a couple of good people who did real well. And I love the event, and you know my feelings about it, and
Mhm.
it was good. It was
Mhm.
good.
I'm just sorry I couldn't fly in it. It would have been,
Yep.
it would have been a blast.
Hey, Gary, you awake, Gary?
Well,
Oops.
Oops, wake up, Gary.
Gary, it's calendar time.
Ah, it's too bad. I hope I could wake him up.
Uh,
Let me
be all right.
share something with you guys that Gary did. This is not necessarily the prettiest one. I don't know what I have so many. I really couldn't tell you what the prettiest one is, but this was something I thought I'd share.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Oh,
like
look at Bart Simpson down in the corner. Lordy goodness.
Yeah,
No, that is pretty.
yeah.
That is pretty.
I like the contrast of the greens.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, wake up, Gary. Hey, there he is. Hey, check
Really
this
is
out,
pretty.
Gary.
Yeah,
What
That
do you
is a
think about
nice
this?
plane.
What do you think about this airplane, Gary?
yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I like that. You
Whose
artistic
design's that?
people-
This is Gary Sinclair.
That's fantastic.
You artistic people make me nervous.
Let me
Hard
give you
to beat
let me give you a side view of the fuselage.
Yeah, well, do that.
Okay, let me share again. I just picked this one, Gary. It's not that that's my favorite or anything. It's just
Yeah,
that-
that's all right.
So here's a side. I can't see what I'm sharing.
Oh, man.
I don't know why I can't, but I can't.
Very pretty.
wow.
It's great.
And then
What's the gray patch underneath the canopy on the bottom of the wing?
go ahead, Gary. I can't see it.
Oh, that's on a PT the plane, they got the original one, you got the scoop down there that gathers the air, I guess. And so that's what it is. It's just kind of on there, just kind of a design, going to add it. You don't have to have it. It's just
Just to give the illusion.
represents it. You actually got it.
That is a
Yeah, I was
sharp
curious
airplane.
whether the paint scheme on the bottom was completely different from the top, because that might have been a hint.
Let me show you the bottom. Unfortunately, I got to stop and share again. Let me.
They've got several of those now. There was one at Reno, 3, 4, I don't know, 1 year. I can't remember what year we went. That was a P-51 and it did not have a scoop on the bottom.
Yeah.
That was
Whoa.
weird.
That is cool.
Now that was weird looking. And they used a water, double star 60 light engine. Cool. They used a water evaporator system to cool the motor. That was very strange.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a paper out there written by the guy that designed some of those exotic cooling systems for P-51s that explains what they're doing there.
Uh-huh.
I think I've got a copy of that around somewhere.
They said by getting rid of that, the drag of that oil cooler scoop underneath it, they gained 50 miles an hour. 50.
There's a huge amount. Think about the waste heat that's generated in the engine. All of that takes cooling drag to get rid of. And so if you can have a tank evaporator system, you can really up your horsepower to the prop.
Yeah.
I seem to remember though that reading somewhere that the hot air coming out of that radiator and the way it was set up was equivalent about 37 miles per hour more faster.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that much.
I think that's somebody putting lipstick on a pig is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. That's what I thought the 50 miles an hour
Well,
was.
there's been a number of racing P-51s too, where they got rid of that scoop, which was allegedly giving them thrust. They got rid of the scoop so they could go faster. So
Yeah.
it may have been to the point where maybe it wasn't costing as much as some other, cooling systems might have or something, but
Wasn't there also a study on the exhaust, the way it was angled back, but added a little extra thrust as
they
well?
did have different jet exhaust or, my words, that's not the accurate term. Ejector exhaust systems.
Ejector
something like
exhaust,
that.
yeah.
There we go.
Think of it this way. If you have to have these necessary functions, how can you minimize the negative impact? And the P-51 stock did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to have military utility and you're only going to run it for 15 or 20 minutes and maybe 10 minutes wide open, you can do something different.
Yeah. Just have to pray you don't run out of water.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, the Begin had its radiators moved out to the wingtips, but that caused other problems, as I understand it.
Yeah. Every time you try to reinvent the wheel, there's always a cost.
Yeah. There was a gentleman named Anson Johnson after the war. He had one of the fastest modified P-51s. He actually took radiators from the fuselage of a P-39. They were mounted there, on either side behind the engine. And he put them into what had been the gun bays of the P-51 wing. And had some ducting, of course, for that. Got rid of the belly scoop, and he was hinting at 500 miles an hour in the late 1940s. So
wow, that's hauling.
Yeah.
No,
I guess they recently found the airplane in storage too. There's somebody at the New England Museum or something like that was trying to put it on display. So that could be a pretty good shot.
That would be.
you talked about those scoops. My Tony, the Kawasaki 61, had a very large scoop, and I love it for stunt because it holds the airplane back, and I can run a lot of power in the front and not go any faster.
Yeah. I remember when Tyson, oh shucks, Larry Drone and Kent Tyser. When Kent Tyser had his last Strega, it had the big scoop underneath, and he won advanced with it one year. He came home, and when it came to Huntersville, he cut the scoop off of it because Wendy thought that was creating turbulence back there and causing him problems. But I don't think he ever put it back on, but he said the plane seemed to fly faster without it than it did with it. And they finally realized that the thing was causing enough drag to help slow it down. So I don't know. I don't think Ken ever put it back on. I can't remember, but I don't remember seeing the airplane after that. But he's still got it, what I understand.
That scoop on Gordy's Tony has got a lot of area, more area than
that's much bigger than
one of the same size.
Strega was. Yes, I remember that. It was that Tony's incredible. There was
That
a
just
guy
begs
showed
the
up.
question. I've never been able to come up with a feel good answer of why, extra drag would be a good thing. Never been able to convince myself of that. And I've always tried going the other way and trying to make the airplane as slippery as possible. And yeah, I can understand, oh, gee, it might slow down in the wind. Yeah, but it's going to keep you from penetrating the wind too. I mean, it's,
Mhm.
there's,
But think of where the engine wants to run. So if you've got an engine
Yeah.
that's maybe got more overhead than the airframe really can
Mhm.
handle, then loading it down with a little bit more drag might get you to a more stable operating point with that
Yeah,
engine.
you could get there, you could get that. And I think, and maybe now with electrics, you program the speed and that's where it wants to run. The only thing that it bothers with, excuse me, is how much batteries, how much current is drawing at a given time. But like a glow engine, like you say, will very happily wind right up and stuff like that. If you take the load off it, the RPM just starts cranking up and everything. But, so I don't know.
Dennis, with the 4-stroke, I was running 3.8 pitch, and it couldn't go any faster even with the wind blowing.
Yeah, well, that's it for that pitch on a 4-stroke. My God, never heard of that. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither.
yeah. Randy Smith thought I had the best setup at the Nats when he was flying it that year. He
mhm.
was flying 5.35 lap times, and Jim Hoffman come up and put his shoulder on him, and he said, "Gordy, Gordy, Gordy, I've launched some pretty powerful pipe ships, but you got to warn somebody about this one." You know, he thought I was going to drag me across the tarmac, and Dave Fitzgerald thought the same thing.
Wow.
Is that and that was the Sato 72?
I had a 72 and an 82.
82. Wow.
I run them both in it. And Pete Peterson was telling Ted Fancher about it. He said, no, that's a pipe prop. So Pete called me and asked me, and I said, no, it's 3.8. And Ted had a hard time believing it. That's what was the 13.25 by 3.8.
Hmm.
Wow,
Three
that's
blade.
a lot of prop.
Well, the 4-stroke didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, forgot his name now. Dadgummit, I'm having one of those nights.
Pete?
Getting old is hard. No, Impact.
Oh,
So the Mustang with a 4-stroke in it, and I don't know what pitch prop it had in it, but it was a carbon prop. It didn't have a lot of pitch because that thing really wound up. But I do remember thinking that Gordon was turning harder than his was turning. But his was turning a bunch of RPM.
Well,
And when that red, white, blue and shed a blade, man, that plane just exploded. It looked like it looked for the world like a skeet that somebody had shot with a 12 gauge.
Paul Walker was running a 6-inch pitch prop on his.
That was 6 pitch.
He was
Wow.
running a 6 pitch on that. That's why it spit up when the wind was blowing.
Well, it sure sounded like it was revving, but yours was in a different ballpark, man. That thing was really revving. But that thing was so beautiful in the air. Man, that thing was pretty.
Thank you.
Gordon came that year. Those of you that didn't get to make it, Gordon came that year. He had that huge Tony. He had the oh man, the one I got downstairs, the Colossus, and it was gorgeous. Then he had his Heinz 57. The only reason I know I went to his hotel room to look at the Colossus. And I looked at those 3 airplanes and I said, my golly, this guy must have been building for the last 2 years to get ready for this thing. Gorgeous airplanes, every one of them.
No, thank you.
Mhm.
That was the year I won Classic with my Colossus. I won it 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that same year is when the flap horn failed on my Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it smacked. I was just happy it smacked after I left and went home. Cause I'd have cried. That thing was pretty. Man, that was pretty plain.
You know, I had it ready
Big.
to paint a week later.
Oh my goodness.
It ripped the motor mounts and the cowling. I went flying across the tarmac.
Huh.
Had to cut into it to get the horn out.
Wow.
And the funny part, when I was building that horn, I thought I'd have maybe put 2 uprights in it. No, the devil says, no, you don't have to.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm telling you. Whenever I second guess myself on something like that, I generally end up wishing I'd paid attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Usually those hunches or that stomach feeling, you know,
Yeah.
you should listen to that.
Yeah, I wished I would have.
Yeah, that's your second brain.
Yeah, the new horn had dual uprights in it.
So how did it fail? Was it the brace joint or was it the actual upright?
It was the upright broke about an 1/8 inch above the solder joint.
Wow.
Oh, me.
Wow.
And I
That's
think
insane.
to the vibration, I've been flying it in the wind. That was the year they flew about 2/3 of the people, and they ended up stopping the contest, throwing everybody's scores away. And I flew the same circle Walker was, and I was within 5 points of Walker.
Wow.
And I think probably that wind was so violent on it. You know, maybe the flaps were fluttering. I don't know. But the
Was
next,
this a slotted horn or was it just straight holes?
pardon?
Was it a slotted horn and it failed where the
No.
slot started?
No, this is on the flap horn. So they're just a single hole.
Wow.
One had bushings in it.
And it didn't fail through a hole. It failed.
It broke above the,
Solder joint.
well, you know, 1/8 inch, 3/16 above the
Wow.
piano wire.
Wow.
That's what I said. Wow.
No kidding.
I was doing an official flight when it failed.
Oh,
And when I come out of the second outside loop, it just went out level. And Dave Fitzgerald had pitted me and he asked Sandy, what the hell's he doing? She says, I don't know. And he looked at me and I pointed at the handle and moved up and down and nothing happened. He says, he's got a real problem.
yeah, that's a real problem. Oh, with a beautiful plane too.
So,
Mhm.
and then to repair it and have the lead out filled years later.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Damn.
And I never had a lead out fail like that one. I've been using that same system for probably 60 years. And that was the first lead out I've ever had fail.
Hmm.
Where did it fail, Gordy?
I run the a brass tube through the bell crank and around,
Right.
and then I slip the next size larger over it and put a loop in it and crimp the second one. Well, somehow it broke between the crimp and the loop. And so the lead out pulled through that loop and I'd let Roger Kramer fly at that flight. And the altitude he was at when it did the outside, I never would have tried an outside at that altitude. And it probably had 10, 12 feet to spare. And it did 3 tight outsides and then went up on a wingtip across the circle.
Mm.
Wow.
Bad.
Hmm.
Let me welcome Stephen Mincella. How you doing, Steve? How's it going, man?
I'm all right, Charles. Good evening. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. Doing well. I'm glad you can make it in. You got the email.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just got in from having a little bit of salmon dinner and
Oh man, make me hungry.
Well,
yeah,
that sounds good.
just had a glad I stopped in and caught the link.
All
Yeah,
right.
did you
How you
fly
guys?
did you fly at the contest that happens at Pueblo Basin?
I did, yes. Yeah, I
Hi,
did
Steven.
on Sunday morning. How you doing? What's going on?
Just relaxing after the contest.
Right on. Good
Got
to see
everything
you.
unpacked finally.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun on Sunday. That was a fun little get together. I enjoyed that. That was great fun.
Yeah,
Cool.
we just got to convince those guys not to leave their cars on the field.
Right? Absolutely.
You guys want to see one more picture of Gary Sinclair's artwork?
Sure.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Let me show another one. Here's again, I wish I could see what I'm sharing. Let me try doing it this way. Maybe I can.
Oh, that I like.
I like that too.
Absolutely.
I like the other one, but this one is really.
That's what I do when I'm doing. I look at, well, that's nice. And then I go back through and look, and I said, well, I got some nice artwork there that someone might use someday.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? That is really pretty.
Precious balsa. That is really pretty.
Let me show you the side view of the fuselage. I gotta stop sharing and let me pull up the side view here.
Yeah, the only problem with those two designs that I can see is that the masking scares me to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It'll be
I used to see some of them are really scary, David. But I like looking. I go, that's
Russian.
yeah, it's like, this is nice. Check this out. Let's see here.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
I mean, if it's not really shiny, you're still going to do really well in appearance points. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then let me show you the bottom, the underside of it. I got to stop sharing.
Is this the way the model is going to be painted, or is this a new model design that's going to be a kit, or what is this that we're looking at?
Well, these are some ideas that Gary and I have been exchanging. I already have my mind made up on one already. I just don't have it handy to show you, but it's to me it's as pretty as this too. I'm gonna do the bottom. Okay, here we go.
So this is going to be a paint scheme for your new aircraft.
Right. But
Right.
I've decided on another one. But these are all. I mean, I could change my mind anytime. So
Right.
I just want to share with you. This is the guy that does our calendars. So speaking of that, Stephen, or anybody, if we have a picture, preferably with you and your plane, you can have it included in next year's calendar. You guys
Okay.
see? Am I showing you the bottom of the plane now? Is that what I'm showing you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's time to start thinking about sending in pictures, Gordon.
Yes.
Some of your airplanes need to be in the calendar.
Oh, thank you. Which one?
Yeah.
The Tony, the Colossus. If the Heinz 57 looks anything like the one I've already seen, yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
The LH should go in there, Gordy.
I still have my orange Shine 57. The guy gave it to, brought it back so I could copy the color scheme on the new one, just different colors.
Well, that's neat. That was nice of him.
I was surprised. I hadn't seen it for years and thought, wow, that's still nice and shiny. It hadn't sit out in the sun. The orange one, Phil.
Charles,
Yeah,
what
that's the one I
airplane is
saw.
that?
That's the one I saw. I like
That's
that.
I've modified a Strega, so that's basically what the Strega shape looks like now.
Yeah.
It's called precious balsa. I moved the I'm going to have a pipe, and it's going to be hidden. And I moved the canopy forward, and the fuselage will be designed. I'm going to use the same wing. I'm going to take a wing out of an ARC kit and build my. Actually, the fuselage is almost completed.
Okay.
So just
So this is gonna be bringing your Strega back to life, kind of, so to say, the one that has
Yeah.
900 flights on it.
except for it's going to have a K77, which that motor is almost 2 ounces lighter.
Nice. And it's what is it now? What 77 what?
K77, like a kite, Kaz, like Kaz. It's
Uh-huh.
What is Casminato's copy of a PA 75?
Similar to it.
If you see one, you'll think you're looking at a PA 75.
No kidding. Okay. Okay. So is it going to be same power, same kind of setup as a PA, basically?
That I don't know.
I've never flown a PA. I've only flown the Stalker 81.
Yeah.
K77. They're pretty equal in power.
Charlie,
It's a different kind of power. The K77 is a higher RPM motor. The Stalker can't really turn that fast. The Stalker is a low RPM motor.
Stalker's like a diesel.
When you get tired of that 81, you let me know.
Yeah. Will do.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Phil.
You're gonna have to pry it out with his cold dead fingers.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you, when I was out there, he let me start his one time. And I mean, I love my 76 because it's a one flip engine. You get it ready, you just know when it's ready. Put the battery on it, count to 10, backflip it one time, and it's running. And this is zero nitro. The 81's just more of the same. Thing that got me though, I use a propeller. Charles uses a prop. God, that thing was huge. My word. Oh, that was something else. I felt like I was starting an ultralight. I said, my word.
Both hands on the prop, kick the foot up.
That's what we used to do with the Cessna 140 and the J3 Cub. Well, the J3 Cub, you can lean out the window.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's wild. It was a wild motor.
Yeah, the J3, you can be sitting in it and just reach out and give it a flip.
Yeah. I've done that. Everybody says you're crazy. I said, yeah, but I didn't have to get out.
Yeah, at least you don't have to get out. Cessnas aren't so easy. Cessnas, you got to stand in front of them.
Yeah. My pastor, first time I went flying, first time I ever flew in a real airplane. No joke. I was 14 years old. My dad had just died, and the pastor from the local Moravian church told me to be here at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. We're going for a ride. He didn't tell me in an airplane.
Nice.
So we go up to Smith Reynolds Airport, and he puts me in the plane, and I'm sitting in the plane. He says, just hold it. I said, oh, what? I know how to fly a model. I don't know nothing about a real airplane. He goes, I hear props this thing, and I'm sitting there. I'm sitting in the airplane. He's out there. What the heck am I supposed to do now? So I just sit there, and I did realize, wait a minute, the brake pedal, you push both the rudder pedals forward, you got brakes. So I put the brakes on. The only thing was, when Henry the plane got strapped in, I was still sitting there holding the brakes. He gives it gas, and we're supposed to be rolling ahead. The plane stands up on its on his main gear, and the tail's in the air. He sets it back down easy. He says, you can let go of the brakes now. Oh, okay. Oh, me. One thing I remember about the Cessna 140, if you're a pretty good sized guy, and I've never been real little, and Henry May was a good sized man, you better like the guy you're in the plane with, because your shoulder to shoulder, wall to wall.
You guys are right, butt cheek to butt cheek, huh?
Yeah, it was a big air. It was a bunch of people in a little bitty airplane.
Yeah, 140 tight. They're pretty tight in a 140.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice airplane.
He had a 140, and then he had a Luscombe.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had 172, and I'm used to this Luscombe. I'd flown enough with him. I was used to the Luscombe, which is, by the way, fully aerobatic. You take the Luscombe, you got one stick, and you take the stick and and the plane goes, follow the river. Okay. Hey, look at that goose. Take a look at that goose. Go follow the goose. He loaned the plane out, and the guy crashed it for him. Tore it up landing it. So he got a 172. We go flying. 172 don't have a stick. It's got a yoke. What the heck do I do with this? So, you got to follow the goose. And the plane, instead of going like the Luscombe, it says, wait for it to turn.
I got a lot of hours in a 172.
I do too. They're a lot of fun. It's not that bad, but compared to the Luscombe, it's very slow.
Didn't you have trouble with the Luscombe on landing though? They tended to
I never did. Everybody always told me about that. I never did.
Well, I tell you, the Luscombe was the hardest airplane I've ever taken off or landed.
No.
You have to stay on top of that, or you'll ground loop it in a heartbeat.
Shit.
I never had any problem with that one. The one that scared me to death was a biplane, a pit special, S2 pits.
Oh yeah.
And you talk about something that wants to ground loop. That plane wants to ground loop.
It's because they got 400 horsepower on the front of them, and that son of a bitch will fit in your living room.
Yeah, it's a little bitty thing. It's so short.
That damn thing only weighs 400 pounds.
Well,
Maybe
tell you
80.
what, it was a handful. It was a
Lynn,
handful.
hey, thank you for coming in, Lynn.
You leaving, Lynn? Good gracious. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm about to get out of
Muted,
here.
by the way,
You're muted.
but he's out. He's not only muted, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's
Rascal.
Yeah, I got an email from, or actually a message on Facebook from Marcel Legrand.
Yes, he actually was in here earlier. He says hi.
Oh, okay. Well, he sent me. I asked him, how it was going on his Pathfinder twin, because last picture I saw it was, looked like it was about ready to fly, and then I didn't hear anything more about it. Next thing I knew, he was building a Mobest. And so I asked him, what happened to your twin? So he told me the sad news. He lost it flying through the sun.
Oh man.
But he's already started building another one. He's sent me a picture of the stabbing elevator that he's finished. Guy does nice work.
Yeah.
He really does. Looks good.
A Nobler.
What Nobler?
I'm seeing a picture of Stephen. He's got a Nobler over his left shoulder.
Yeah, it's a top flight Nobler hanging up there on the ceiling.
You make it bigger, Stephen. There it is. All right.
All right.
I don't know what it is about a Nobler. Those airplanes that give me more trouble than any airframe I've ever fooled with. And I still love them.
Yeah.
I've got an EC and a 57 hanging downstairs right now.
I built a green box when I was 16 years old. And the kit cost $12, which was out of my reach. But one of my buddies, his folks bought it one for him for Christmas, and he started construction on it, and the construction was just beyond his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to me. He says, "For $6, I'll let you have the Nobler."
Wow.
I built that, and it took some time and made a little modification here that I like. It made the stab bigger, the vertical stab bigger, and changed the shape just a little bit. But anyway, that darn airplane, I loved it. It literally flew right off the board. There's nothing was adjustable. Couldn't adjust your lead outs. You couldn't adjust nothing. And I hit everything just about right, I guess, because it was remarkable. It was so easy to fly.
Easy to fly, huh?
Yeah. And I just loved it. I felt real bad when I went in the Navy. I gave it to one of the younger club members, and I never heard what happened to it. Probably got cracked. Gordon has flown a few of them.
What's that?
Noblers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I remember going to contests when I was a kid. 12, 13, up to when I got out of high school. And I remember our 4A contest at Winston-Salem. The stunt line, you had, I think there was 12 airplanes and 8 of them were Noblers. 8 Noblers and Aries, a Cobra, and a Stiletto 35. Rimmel Cooper brought a Stiletto 35. And that was, that's the ones I can remember. There were 2 other airplanes there that were home built. So it looked like modified Noblers is what they looked like.
Probably were.
One of them looked like a Nobler that it was trying to turn it into a Stiletto. And it flew like a Nobler that had been trying to turn into a Stiletto. But anyway. But
That doesn't sound good.
Hey,
it didn't last
Phil,
long.
Bill,
It
I
didn't
think
last.
I found a picture of Charles trying to adjust the needle on his 81. Is that
Oh,
what he's doing there?
Ah, very good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, mercy. That is insane.
I don't see anybody flying the airplane.
He's not even wearing a parachute.
No. I don't
wow.
know.
Holy smoke.
But is that accurate though, Phil? Is that Charles adjusting
Yeah,
his 81?
that's it. That's it.
That's pretty good.
That's it. God,
Hey,
that
Phil.
guy's, I mean, I'm crazy, but that guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe he had no choice. Maybe he had to do something to get the motor going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Bad
it.
blow-
You know, like they
blow
always
plug.
said about a Piper Cub is it'll go just barely fast enough to kill you. So
Yeah.
that guy didn't have to be going very fast to die from there. But
It wasn't very high either. If you look
no.
at the size of that road underneath it,
Mm.
he had to be probably 400, 500 feet up.
That's it.
Hey, Bill, I'm just admiring your vintage drill press. Well, that's was that a Delta? One behind you? You're muted. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is very old. My dad got it from I think somebody that he had worked with. Oh God, 50 years ago, and it was probably 50 years old then. And he cleaned it all up and restored it. Yeah, yeah. And I've got he also did a wood lathe as well.
Wow, that's pretty vintage.
Yeah, got some good equipment.
So that's no run out, huh? Very little run out.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Wow, that is really very good looking. I was curious, what are you doing in your shop? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just puttering here, fixing up a fuel tank that had a broken tab. So I'm just putting some more tabs on it to resurrect an old Forerunner profile. I haven't been doing much flying lately, so I'm digging out some old stuff to get a little bit of flying time before I fly some of the better stuff. So if I can find a place to fly, that is.
Yes,
my only
I
problem.
understand that's a problem up in Canada.
Yeah, it sure is. I might just go and do it anyway.
Yeah, see what happens. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how they're even going to police it or anything really. So
yeah.
as long as you don't have an incident.
How
And
come you guys can't fly in Canada or what?
no, well, not easily. You have to have an approved field and safety plans, and oh yeah, it's quite elaborate.
Wow.
I think one of the last meetings I mentioned, I contacted a local RC club, and would have been really, really convenient, but no, they weren't interested in control line. They've already got their approval and didn't want to touch it. So
Didn't want to side up with you guys and let you guys in, huh?
yeah, we're pretty harmless, really. But
That's not cool.
no, they wouldn't go for it. There is another club I've reached out to, but I haven't heard back yet. So RC club. So hopefully they might, maybe they'll entertain it.
Yeah, hopefully that works out for you, man, because it's like where we are, it seems like, I don't know, both places that I've been flying at, it seems like the RC guys, they share the field with the control line, and the control line share with the RC guys, and we're kind of like, it's kind of like a golf course, you know, you go there and you're flying airplanes, you're flying one airplane's over here on this section of the golf course, and flying one kind of airplane over here on this section of the golf course, you know, and everything's good between the people that are flying because they're all set up. And anyways, yeah.
Well, I mean, I
don't
proposed
know.
that I wouldn't even fly if the RC guys were flying. And
Yeah,
lots of times there's nobody even there, but
it's just sad that the way things are nowadays, you know, this age in this day and age, you know, when I was a kid, I could go, my dad could still take me to the junior high school that I went to high school at, or junior high at, you know, and we could go on the weekends and we could fly the airplanes in the yard. You could get into school. There was no padlocks and chains and gates or none of that shit on there. You know what I mean? And you know, people didn't say nothing about it. I don't even think cell phones were around yet. But nowadays, you take your airplane to the park and you're there for 30 minutes. The next thing you know, you got 5 people on their cell phones. You know, it's just a joke. It's not. It's like the airplane is a dangerous hazard. You know, and back in the 50s, it used to be like the greatest toy in the whole world, even though it's not a toy, you know, but it was like, I don't know. Things have sure changed.
Yeah.
Things have sure changed.
That's disappointing, unfortunately, up here.
Yeah, it's very, very sad that you have to go through that.
Where are you at, Bill?
I'm in just about an hour and a half east of Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. So we still have our field in Toronto, but we moved up here now. And of course, I'm like, you know, I'm an hour and a half, or no, I guess it works out to about 4 hours away from Lenny now, because Lenny was in Toronto area too. But yeah, so he's totally the other direction. But we still have our field in Toronto, and it's approved. It's just a matter of getting there, and you know, so it's not as convenient. I used to be half an hour away from that field.
How far away? How far away are you from it now?
About 2 hours.
That's
hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah. That's a long drive just to go flying, man.
So you gotta kind of make a plan or a reservation to go for a day or two and kind of get a place to stay if you can, like a motel or something for a day or two, and go out there and really enjoy yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, my son, he's in Toronto, but it's
oh, that's nice.
It's just a matter of having the time to do that.
Right. Got you.
Yeah, I have a question in the chat box. This is from Carl Amos. He says, where's Mike Loden? I think he means where's Mike Lonke? And I don't know. I know Mike, I don't know how long ago it was, but Mike Lonke said he's going to take a break, you know. I haven't seen him since. So, but that happened.
Mike is still working hard with his son, trying to get him ready for the team trials this year. And they're concentrating totally on their combat effort. So I think that's where his focus is.
He was at Triple Tree not last weekend, but weekend before that.
Yeah, but he was there for combat, right? Not for stunt.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So is
that what he's getting Sam ready for, the team trials?
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. How old is Sam? 14?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But last I heard, they were going out like at least 3 times a week flying combat. So
yeah, I know they hit that combat pretty serious about that combat, huh?
That's it. So
yeah, well, thanks, Denny.
Yeah.
That's what I heard from him. He just said, hey, I'm taking a break. So
Mhm.
that's cool.
Well, I think his break was just from stunt. He's not,
No, it sounds like, yeah.
from what last time I talked to him, he was at Triple Tree, and they were going at it hot and heavy, trying to get everything ready to have good new ships ready for Nats. So they could put a real concentrated effort toward the Nationals. So we're gonna be rooting for him, see what happens.
Yeah, he might be listening, might be in his shops, and maybe he'll respond, Carl, and just basically say, yeah, the guys here are
I hope
right.
So
We have a lot of people that just listen to us. You know, we don't necessarily have a lot of people come in. I mean, right now we've been as high as 20, looks like 26 people were watching us live. Of course, the show gets replayed over and over and over again. You know, I think average views is somewhere around, upper 200s, near 300.
Wow.
And but Sparky's shows even dwarf mine. Sparky might only have 10 live watchers, but his shows get like almost 400 views.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that just proves, Charles, that you need to do more sanding here.
That's a big amen, David.
very good. Yeah, see, Sparky used to say, I know you
Sorry,
got bored watching me sand, but the numbers don't lie.
I couldn't resist.
They're not bored
It
watching
was out there for free.
I know. It was just right there laid up for you.
yeah. Now Charles will have him block who wouldn't have sanding block.
I could see him going from that little biplane when we get off topic
Yeah,
to a sanding block and a piece of wood.
yeah,
Maybe we all should start sanding.
that's it.
Mute our mics and they have all different kinds of people sanding.
Oh Lord. What are you sanding this week?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, Phil. What are you sanding this week?
This week it's Pathfinder. I'm playing with that again.
There you go.
Cha-ching.
Good choice.
And I'm trying to get that figured. I'm so frustrated with electronics, I decided to lay it aside. But when I tested 3 of them and they all had the same readout, I said, okay. And I don't think it's the boxes. I think it's what I'm testing with. I think my Jetty box is going baloney. So I'm trying to find somebody that has a Jetty box that lives close enough to me for me to drive to them and let's check out these 3 systems.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I think I got a couple people that have them, so we're gonna try. I think the one I really want to get to do it is Will Davis, but I think that he is out of town. I believe he told me that he's going to be out of town this weekend and for about 3 weeks. They're going horseback riding up the mountains. His wife is a really accomplished horsewoman, and they love to ride horses.
Oh, very cool.
I think they're out riding this weekend.
Well,
he'll be back eventually. I've got plenty of them to do. I've got several planes that need paint, and part of the day here, a lot of days is pretty. So I'm trying to get out there and just paint for 15, 20 minutes and then hang the stuff up in the building and let it hang there. And then I don't have to worry about stinking up the basement, and I still get it done a little bit at a time, but hang it out in the building and lock it up and then come back down here and clean the gun up. And so far it's working. We'll see.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear you get that LE done, and because I think you're going to like the way it flies.
LE's coming. It's going to be a while before I get started on actually the building. I'm still cutting parts, but LE once you play with that thing, if you look at the pictures of them, it looks like the canopy comes up to here and the rudder comes up to here, and it's all almost in line. But the actual plane, it's not so. So I don't know, but the pictures, it always impressed me that it didn't have much shape to the top of it, but it actually does. So I'm cutting parts, and with balsa being as expensive as it is, I don't cut parts unless I'm going to build it.
Yeah.
So we'll get it probably this time next year, but we'll get it.
Well,
I've got
I'm
9
going to cut.
planes to finish.
I'm going to cut into
planes.
mine so I can get to the flap horn,
Yeah,
See if I can get that thing fixed because it's too good of an airplane to let sit there.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Hey, Phil,
Yes, sir.
you was talking about zero nitro in your 81 stalker.
Yes, sir. Well, I've got a
John,
76. I want a 81.
oh, I thought you said you had an 81.
No, I got a 76. I started Charles 81, but
Oh,
I use my 81. I have I think it's a 13.6 on it. And Charles must have about a 15. I don't know what on it. That thing looked like something ought to be on an ultralight. I said, my goodness, it was big. That's a piece of lumber, brother. You don't want to get hit with that thing.
No, no.
it was John loaned me his stalker, 81 by Tony.
Right.
Yeah.
I was running 20% nitro in it.
Oh my goodness.
Boy,
That
did
thing ought to bark with that.
that sucker had a rumble to it.
I bet it did.
So you must have put all kinds of head shims in there, right?
Nope, just the way it came.
It might have had head shims in there already.
Well,
No,
Wow.
Because when I
Wow.
put nitro in my engines, they didn't like it. It did
You
not.
run
wow.
a stalker on 20% nitro?
That's what Gordon said.
Ay,
Yeah.
ay, ay. And the engine actually ran on that?
wonderful.
No kidding.
You got to remember, Gordon is an engine man. That
That's
engine,
that's
that engine
it.
was in fear for its life.
that's
Yeah.
It's going to run good for Gordon.
I don't run now.
It don't run now, does it?
I'm teasing.
John, did you sell that?
Huh?
Did you sell that?
No,
Your 81?
no, I haven't sold any stalkers.
I thought you sold it to what's his name there in California? Yeah, can't think of his name. Anyway, I thought you had sold it.
No, as far as I can remember. Of course, my memory isn't 100%, but should be on the stalker. I have 3 of them, I think, 381s. So
Wow.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
He's a close.
You're more than okay.
Mr. Miller, how much does your Pathfinder weigh?
I can't. You remember Gordy?
Mine or John's?
Mine.
Either of your guys's. How much does either one of your guys's Pathfinder weigh?
The profile or the LE?
Profile.
Mine weighed 45 ounces, and I end up adding some tip weight and some nose weight, so I'm about 49 now.
49 ounces?
Yeah.
I was 52 on my
Yours
profile.
at 52?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm right
Now on my
between-
LE,
What length lines are you guys using on yours? Are you guys using 58s cut down 2 feet or 60s or what
No,
is your what do you guys
63, 64.
Running 64-foot lines.
64-foot lines?
Yeah.
I'm on 63.
So your airplane is 67 feet out?
Yep.
64.
Well, yeah, but including your
Center to center.
This
I
is
don't know
when you're-
how to dial it.
Okay, so from bell crank to handle it's 64.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that got it.
What motors you guys running?
LA 46s.
I don't know
My
why
last
mine is such a big motor. Mine's a 51.
My last one had a Product 40 in it, but my next one will have a Stalker 51 side exhaust.
Perfect.
Your
That
Pathfinder,
51. That
Your
51 makes that airplane fly so well. I just couldn't believe it. I flew it and thought I was flying one of my PA ships. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe how it flew. Oh, well, let me tell y'all something if you don't already know it, and you guys are probably more in the know than I am. But I saw something the other day. It's called a smart starter.
It looks like one of the little pin cell starters, except it's all carbon fiber. If you look on the end of it, it's got a gauge. You push a button and it tells how much charge is in the starter. When you put it on your glow plug, you see a little green light glow. But this thing lights a glow plug about half again as bright as you're used to seeing it burn. I thought it was going to burn the thing out. But you put it on a flooded engine and it ain't flooded long. You just count to 10 and flip the thing and it starts.
Where do you get them at?
Well, I don't know. They're supposed to be out in I think he said they'd be available in December.
Okay.
They're made overseas somewhere, so we're just going to keep an eye out for them. But the guy was the Triple Tree was a rep, and I mean he had one and he kept it on him. He didn't let go of it. He didn't loan it to nobody. He didn't let go.
Nobody steal that sucker.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I offered him a good chunk for it, and he didn't sell it to me. So
Ah, damn. They must not have any made yet. It must be a prototype.
it was prototype. I
Yeah.
think he said it wasn't gonna be cheap. It's gonna be about $45.
Yeah, that sounds like a
But
pretty.
I can't wait to chunk my $45 down. I've never seen. I mean, a glow bee. This thing does like a glow bee, but it's
it's in your hand.
Yeah, little
No
bitty
kidding.
thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little longer than the orange, whatever the heck they're called.
Yeah.
A little bit longer than them, but about the same diameter. It's black carbon fiber weave, and it's really pretty. But this cat's walking around there and he's beating on this motor and he couldn't get it to start. The guy walks up and says, "Excuse me a second." He reaches down, pulls the guy's battery off, and puts this thing on there, and a little green light comes on. He says, "Now flip it." Burr. I said, "Doggone."
Wow.
But it was nice. I was impressed.
You're not.
I ain't easy to impress.
You're not supposed to flood them, Phil.
Yeah, that's true. You don't cut in the first place. That's right.
Gordon, I don't know about you, brother, but I'm tired of getting my fingers cut or hit or banged.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
one.
so is Gordon.
Yeah. Gordon's tired of it too, I'm sure. He's had more experience than I've had, and he can have it.
Well, it only
That last one looked like it hurt.
took 71 years to cut them off.
You missing some fingers? Gordon, you missing fingers?
He's missing a
little one, and these two got chewed up last November.
You gotta hold it higher, though. We can't see
A
it.
little higher.
Oh,
There we go. So
you can see this little finger short,
yeah.
and then these two fingers. This was cut on the hand because it was clear to the bone.
Wow.
So I just don't have any feeling in it anymore.
Three bladed prop.
Can you?
Well, the three bladed, I broke all three blades off.
Man.
On this one.
Man.
And that was on
What did you? Can you still fly?
Pardon?
Can you still fly?
Oh,
you
yeah.
still have enough feeling to fly?
Oh, yeah, that was my left hand.
Wow.
I was just the needle valve on the Colossus.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how I got it in there, but it broke all three blades off.
Damn.
Two of them were flush with the spinner.
Damn.
Damn.
Gordon, we call those things bologna slicers. You're not supposed to stick your fingers in it, only if you got a piece of bologna.
I know. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it only takes 1 second of not thinking about it, and you've done something.
That's right. That's right. Hey guys, I'm going to end the show, the live stream. We're going to continue on the after party, but I want to thank everybody for coming in. Hopefully you have a chance to work on your airplanes this weekend or go flying and come back Monday and tell us all about it. You'll still be doing the show Monday. It's Memorial Day. So until then,